Welcome back to the Tap 2 podcast. My name is Stash. Alongside, you're dressed up, so I guess I can only call him handsome. My best friend,
Oh,
Jonas.
oh, why, thank you. Yeah, I guess who forgot to change after work? It's this guy with a normal ass job.
Nah, you always look that fly, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Today we are talking a little bit about streaming culture. Jonas, what do you know about streaming?
I'm more of a creek guy myself.
Okay.
I'll do rivers as well. Oceans are pretty chill. I don't know, man. A little low current for me, but I'm a big
I
fan.
like still bodies of water.
Yeah, like mosquitoes be like.
At the top of the episode, please go follow us on our socials, TikTok, Instagram. We're live on, we're not live, we live on YouTube and Spotify. I think one day we should do a live episode. I think
Yeah,
that would
well,
be kind of
definitely.
fun.
I'd be down to do one of those like once a month, a quick live episode. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, and then we could also, we also have some projects in the works that we want you to look forward to, things like Drunk Smash.
Yeah.
You can watch me clean the floor with Jonas. I do play Sephiroth,
I
by the way.
he's whack. It's fine. We're also thinking about maybe playing a little bit of Skyrim. I heard there's some controversy regarding that.
Can I just tell
So
you the vindication I felt when reading the TikTok comments of people be like, found the Thalmor agent, fuck this guy.
that is our most commented TikTok by far. It's like
yeah.
it's getting up there. It's getting hectic.
I mean, it's a respectable take from your part. You're just wrong, and that's okay.
I stand. I'm correct, but we won't waste an episode arguing about this because I've actually have power. And now let me transition to figure A.
Your Honor, the game's mid as hell.
Now I'm just a simple country dragonborn, but I'd like to say,
do declare.
I do declare, I do fus roda.
But those will be in the future. So for today, for real, Jonas, we're talking about streaming in the context of Twitch, YouTube, right? You've got your streams that you have or your streaming that you do at home with Hulu and all that stuff. But we're talking about the culture of streaming. It's very prevalent. Today it has, I would say, compared to about a decade ago, it's like wildly different. And then compared to the days of Justin TV, which, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know,
Justin TV anymore.
was Twitch before Twitch. It was the guy who literally taped a camera to his glasses and would live stream himself doing fucking laundry. And
going to the zoo, Twitch. I think, was a big one too.
Yeah. So do you? Let's just sort of set the context here. Do you watch any live streams? Like, are there anybody you tune into regularly, irregularly?
I don't watch any live streams. I'll often watch a lot of the content I watch on YouTube is taken from people's live streams and edited down. So I watch like a lot of Hassan Piker. I watch
I'm a Hasanabi head.
Hasanabi heads rise up. I'm actually a Hank Pecker kind of guy. I also watch like a lot of Northern Lion. That's my goat. I think he's like the funniest guy on the internet right now. He's hilarious. I used to watch some Ludwig stuff. Yeah, so RDC is hilarious. That whole crew is like the funniest guys with the sketch comedies and all that. And a lot of the TikToks I come across are really fun, like clips from live streaming.
Yeah. And in case for some reason you're unfamiliar, it's just the concept of streaming yourself doing something. It's whether you're playing video games, whether you're just interacting with the real world around you. That's what live streaming is. I wanted to talk about this today because I stream. Obviously, I'm not in the 1%. I'm in the 2% though, which is, I'm gonna flex that because I average about 15 viewers. I'm in the 2%, baby.
2% is solid. 2% that's how you get to the 1%.
Yeah. I'm 1 more percent, and fucking I don't know any of you. I don't know any of you. I'm on my way up.
Yeah. We actually 1 more percent. We cancel this podcast.
Yeah. No, 1 more percent. We go full time, baby. Me and you.
Whoa, hold up.
You got the Tap 2 network. Yo. Sorry, that motivated me. Coming soon, Tap 2 network. So yeah, about 8 years ago,
Mhm.
2018, Twitch was a different monster. I would say Fortnite and Ninja and sort of how prevalent that became launched live streaming into the stratosphere. All of a sudden, you had people who uh, didn't know about Twitch were asking, "Who's Ninja? Why's he got blue hair?" And then you had to explain to every single adult you knew
Yeah.
why you watched someone else play video games.
I would just like to say that I was trying to signal to my co-host that another huge thing that propelled live streaming forward was COVID. I didn't just cough into the mic
Oh
very
yeah, yeah, yeah.
unprofessionally. I was trying to give him a subtle tap in that direction as well.
Yeah, I mean the pandemic with everybody inside. Like, what else were you doing besides
Yeah.
literally scrolling the dregs of the internet?
Yeah, let
And
me get parasocial.
yeah, yeah, and it's funny. I was going to talk about, like, do you remember watching Twitch streams like in like 2018, 2019?
Unfortunately, no, because I wasn't. But uh 2018, 2019, what was I watching? I don't think I was watching any Twitch streams around that time.
It was definitely different because
What was the energy like?
I worked a job on campus that I had to
Mhm.
be there for the winter, and it sucked ass. I was like so bored. I didn't do shit.
Mhm.
And I would just watch ninja streams every day. And it was kind of cool because it got like that time, it got you excited to go home and then play the game. Like,
Okay.
that was like peak Fortnite, right? When Tilted Towers was still a thing.
Oh.
So you would watch him play, be really good, and you're like, surely I can do that. And then you get clapped by some 11-year-old who just is home,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who just
um,
has more hours than you do.
yeah. And the vibes were good. And around that time, I don't know the real numbers, but, Ninja wasn't Ninja, but he was getting there. So it was
Gotcha.
cool to see him and Dr. Lupo and Cypher PK, like all these. You don't know who I'm talking about?
Sorry. I confused Dr. Lupo, who famous chess cheater, with Dr. Disrespect, famous law breaker.
Oh yeah,
Those
yeah,
two.
yeah, yeah. Well, I do want to talk about that because when you obviously like expose yourself in that way, just like anybody else, you could be exposed for any number of reasons. But anyway,
Sure, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. The vibes were good because you would watch it, and then you would watch, like, during the pandemic, you'd watch Tim the Tatman, those guys play Warzone, and then you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, boys, let's hop on. We're gonna do the same shit." And it was just
Love
like, I don't know, like the parasocialness of be like, yeah, me and my squad are gonna have the exact same time. The difference is they were making money doing it. You weren't.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I get that. That
So
it
go ahead.
It does sound so much fun. Like you're watching. They're essentially setting the energy for a night out. It's like listening to like
Yeah.
club music before you go to the club. You're like, this shit is exactly how I'm gonna feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, so Twitch was definitely at the forefront of all of that, and I pulled some numbers here, but like in 2025, the market of Twitch, or sorry, global live streaming was like around $78 billion, and then it's projected to hit 400 billion by 2030. It's just became the same way short form content became the content everybody's trying to get everybody's attention with. Live streaming was for sure uh, a new medium. And
Yeah.
back in the day, if you had 1,000 viewers on Twitch, you were like you were peak. Now
Yeah.
1,000 is great, but it's like it's nothing compared to the guys who average about 40 to 50,000, which is also funny to explain to people who don't get it. They're like, so what, people just watch him play video games? And it's like, yeah, see that number right there, like 50,000? He's essentially filled a stadium with people
Yeah.
watching this guy play video games.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, the viewership and all that stuff, it's like 29.6 billion hours watched in Q2 of 2025, and currently about 30% of internet users watch live streams weekly. That's all. We're no longer a research podcast. I want to talk about the
Oh,
vibes.
I was enjoying the research though. I was on the edge of my seat with these numbers.
So I guess my question to you is, do you watch streams now?
as I said before, right? Not to rehash the same things. I'm watching a lot of like I'm essentially someone is going in and eating all the little stream stuff and baby birding it into my mouth. And that's how I like to consume the content. I like librarian like library of letter new to like be like, here's Northern Line content and bleh, and you absorb it. And it's really good. It's fun. It seems like they're cool environments, but it's just like, I mean, I'm not watching 2 hours so I can get 15 minutes of the hits. Give me the
Yeah.
good stuff. But
The
I also like I'm not really a part of any of the communities, and I imagine the community aspect is a huge reason why people enjoy those things.
Yeah, I go back and forth. Like, I definitely like. I don't think I'm a part of any community in like a real
Mhm.
way, but
In life.
in life, period. No, like online, like the guys I watch, I'll
Mhm.
tune in, but I'm not like actually following along. And then I do the same thing. I absorb clips as well. But it's like,
Mhm.
I mean, there are communities out there. The people who chat. Okay, so my take, right? There are people who watch live streams, and then there are people who actively chat in live streams, and those are two different people.
But I think, hear me out, for a good live stream, you need engaged chatters. You need people because you need someone to say something crazy in chat. So the guy goes,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's definitely like the people who are, I mean, I don't even know, because you've got the biggest guys out there and their chat is going a mile a minute. I don't know how they react to anything.
Almost
um
impossible.
but I think I did hear Tim the Tatman once say, you get to a point where your numbers are up enough that chat just runs itself, and you've got, people chatting with each other, just talking at you, but you're not really responding back. That's the part that only kind of got me. It's like a
Yeah.
little weird to just like be, if you jump into a $50,000 live 50,000 viewer live stream and you're adding the streamer to be like, hey, I have this point, what are you doing?
But
Like,
but
that's
imagine when that point hits, it must feel euphoric. I can't imagine when if I'm sitting at home and I type in like how you doing and the guy goes, I'm doing good. That would activate something parasocially in my brain. Like a sleeper agent, I'd be like, me and him are homies. It would be
yeah,
a
yeah.
problem.
It would activate for you.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I remember once, so I have a lot of takes on live streaming. That's why I wanted to do this
Okay.
episode.
Yeah.
Um, there is a problem with live streamers who play first person shooters and shit like that, who are always mad about stream snipers, which is frustrating. I get it.
That does sound very annoying. Can you explain what a stream sniper is for those who don't know?
Sure. So another level of degeneracy is people who watch a live streamer and basically play the same game they're playing and try to queue up for a match at the same time as them, so that they then are in the same lobby and they actively hunt them down. It's a level of no lifing that I hope to never achieve in this world. It's so
Oh my!
cringe. It's so
He
cringe.
You can tell Stosh is disconnected from the common man because he's out here on the side. I say, stream snipe him, get nasty, get dirty.
Well,
This is
I
not
was
my official opinion.
I was in I was in Courage JD's chat, and he
Mhm.
was going on and on about about stream snipers. I think Courage JD is kind of like, I think he found out that being like, oh, what's up YouTube, worked for the
Mhm.
small mind, and
He
became
Mr.
that.
Beasted it.
He Mr. Beast it. And now he makes a fuck ton of money, so I don't feel bad for wealthy people. But he basically like was complaining about getting stream sniped, and I was like, imagine making $1 million a year playing a video game and being upset. And he fucking read it in chat, bro.
He got his ass.
He had about
You,
10,000 people in his chat, and he picked my shit out. You know what was
yep.
the weirdest thing about it? He said my name correctly.
Wow.
He goes, yeah, Stosh, that's just a bad take. And then immediately I was getting added by the rest of his chat, being like, like they were so mad for him. And
Love them.
I was like,
Yep.
class warfare,
Yep.
Why?
No, get him. Get it, because we stand with streamers over here. So let's go ahead and ban that guy.
I
I
couldn't believe that he read it out of that. And then of course, like I get called out for having I would call a respectable opinion.
Okay, yeah, I would call it a tempered choice, actually.
I mean, it's hard to feel sympathetic to somebody who quite literally gets paid millions of dollars to then play a video game, something that is objectively easy to do. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's easy to make content, even though,
Mhm.
you know, you're not in the mines getting black lung when you're a content creator. I saw a video, sorry, side tangent. I'm so heated right now.
Hit it.
I saw a content TikToker once go, "You don't understand how hard it is to be me. I can't watch a movie without a pen and paper next to me. I
Yeah.
can't go out without the thought coming across my mind of how can I turn this into an idea." And everybody in the comments was like, "Boo, boo."
She's so right. She's so brave and so correct for saying it because Stosh, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to open CapCut or whatever and be like "Yeah, I'm gonna make a 60-second video clip." And I stand with her. Hey, baby girl, don't let him cut you down because you need to be making life-changing clips.
No, chat. We need another clip. Get this fucking guy. He's with the
You're always
1%. He's with the
You're always
1%.
trying to get me. What's up with this? You're always going after me. I'm
I
always
need
just trying to
strangers on the
support people.
internet to vindicate how I feel.
Yeah, no. See, I love it when a stranger on the internet says I have a bad opinion. I go, nom 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 nom
Cookies.
nom.
Cookies.
Cookies. That's too easy. Uh,
But
I don't know, man. The idea of streaming is always so interesting to me because I feel like to be on camera for that long, because some of these streamers are on there like 9, 10, 11 hours a day or whatever. That's gotta be like you're kind of bearing part of your soul to an audience in a way that is like almost a art expose. Um,
yeah, like low key. I see that.
yeah, it's like we used to have these like back in the 2000s. There used to be like people who would be like, "I'm sitting in a glass box and I am quite the artiste." And now this guy will be like, "Yeah, I'm online. Hey, my name is Queso, and I'm online sitting in this chair, and you're gonna watch me." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Damn, that's sick."
Um
It's avant-garde.
it's it's a I don't know, man. It's a weird phenomenon what it has turned into. I like to believe that if I ever achieve that type of status, I would maintain some integrity and recognize that my job isn't that hard. Not to
He's switch
mention,
he's switching up on his day ones immediately. I seen Stosh, by the way, guys, I'm not gonna put him on blast, but I seen Stosh text me the other day. He said if he gets 4 more followers on Twitch, that he's going to shoot me. He said he
for
he
the
said he no
views,
longer
I have to.
he said he no longer sees a need for me as a co-host. I'm being kept around for shits and giggles at this point.
Yeah, I'll do it. Fine. I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird
Mhm.
phenomenon that I have seen, and every streamer in like in the 2018 to like 2020 period went through the same thing. No joke. Like I watched about 10 different streamers I watched or like followed, go through the thing where they got numbers. They they
Okay,
they
sick.
they were loyal to the grind, meaning like they streamed every day for 5 hours, morning, night, whatever. um they started making money and had a following. They got a team. That team would pump out clips. They would make the money. They would feel like they couldn't take time for themselves. They would be addicted to ordering Uber Eats. Then a year later, they'd be like heavier, let's say 50 pounds, 100 pounds heavier. And they'd be like, oh, I sacrificed so much for these numbers. And now I feel like shit because I play video games all day. I interact with chat and I eat like shit. And then they all go through the same thing where they go, I got money now. I can pay to, you know, take care of
Personal
myself.
trainer. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
shit like that, you know, order better or whatever you want to. Like, I watched so many streamers go through that thing, but it's to your point, like they do get addicted to the number, and when you see number go up, that feels good.
It's So what I'm trying to understand is what is the best way to expand with your growth, right? Because the algorithm, as we know, requires like a lot of you. It requires you to be posting stuff every day. It requires you to like, if you don't show up on stream, people forget about you. It's an attention economy. And how do you maintain that and maintain your growth without costing like your entire existence? Because
Yeah.
that seems crazy.
The hot take that I made a YouTube video about this a while ago, is when streaming started to take off and it became so accessible to the entire world, meaning they realized all you needed was a computer, a gaming system, whatever, and a camera or internet
Yeah.
connection. Like, it was
Sure.
just all of a sudden every single person was like, I could be the next big streamer. I'm good at Valorant. I'm good at Apex Legends. Like, I'm good at
I can
Fortnite.
make I can make a podcast with my buddy. So
We everybody did it, including myself. I was streaming from my
yeah,
college
absolutely.
dorm, and it just, like, you really it was crazy to watch every single person in that space try to become the next ninja. And I'm
Yeah.
and the rest of the I'll say the rest of the world, meaning like the rest of that space, followed suit, because then Twitter turned into people being like artists being like, I can make you an emote package, I can make you a stream banner, all this for $30, $50. Hey, DMs, like, trying to get, like, basically it was like, what are you gonna do to brand yourself and set yourself apart?
Yeah.
And it just isn't gonna happen. And well, a big thing that was happening in that, and I don't want to chase your dreams, do whatever you got to
Yeah,
do,
absolutely.
but
Do what you find fun, do what you find engaging. Chase your
yeah,
dreams. Get out.
t- talk about shit like this with a buddy on a microphone. Um, the it was also interesting to see when people would type in chat or donate $10 to their favorite streamer and be like, um, "Hey, I just started streaming. What should I do?" And I would see a lot of people be like, you got to post clips every day. You got to be
Mhm.
consistent. Schedule is the most important. People should know when you're live. Be charismatic, be funny, be entertaining, come up with new ideas, blah blah blah. And not a single fucking one of them said be lucky,
Mm,
right? You can
mm,
post a million clips a day, and if the algorithm doesn't pick it up and you don't have all of those other things, right? You could just put that out into existence
yeah.
and never get discovered. And none of them refuse to acknowledge that. Some, sure, some, I'm sure.
Mm,
But like the big ones that I followed, nobody just said, "Hey, right place, right time." Could have been you,
yeah.
but it was me. And that
Yeah.
was sort of my biggest pet peeve at the time, because, you know, as somebody who thinks of themselves as passionate and charismatic, I don't have a huge following. And it's easy to look at
Yeah.
that and be like, oh, like, I'm doing all the things I need to do. Why aren't I famous? But also, even if I was doing that stuff, it's about getting lucky. And that's a
Yeah,
big part
I
of it.
think well, I think also luck. One thing I know about luck, and it's something my mom always says to me, and something I really take with me every day, is that luck is where preparation meets opportunity.
For sure.
And so, obviously, I think you're focused a lot on the opportunity part, which is like sometimes you just don't get that opportunity. Like some people are getting an opportunity, some people are, getting a wave that's just not coming to everybody. But it's also about the preparation. Like these are these are people who some aren't, but a lot of them are people who are like willing to throw away their lives to do this crazy thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if and I've been thinking about it. I don't know if I would have that in me. Like it is really it takes a level of stamina and a level of like obviously it's not, you're fucking sitting in front of a computer, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But that shit is crazy. That shit I can't dance that long. I be getting tired. We turn this camera off. I'm a quiet. No, I'm not. I'm a normal. No, I'm not. I'm a regular guy.
Well,
I
it's
can't do streaming shit.
I'm not trying to devalue what those who made it to that point,
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
got there, because it did require perseverance and
Yeah.
just putting yourself out there. Like, you got to, if you're going
Yeah.
to try it. I remember in 2018, I wouldn't post and I wouldn't go live because I was afraid of like what people would think of me. Like, you
Mhm.
have to climb cringe mountain. If you want to get to that point, you got to climb Cringe Mountain and you have to just put yourself out there. Now that I'm, almost 30, I don't give a shit. I'm posting whatever I want, like who cares? So I think all that is to say, it requires so much, and that has fueled sort of the next point I wanted to talk about, which what has it evolved into?
Oh yeah.
Right?
It's so crazy because like back in the day, streamers were just like niche internet micro celebrities, and to a certain extent, some still are. But now
Yeah.
we have people like Aiden Ross or whatever who straight up is kicking it with the president of the United States. Uh,
Yeah.
People who like Nick Fuentes, who are like voices of hate, are getting platformed to an insane degree. People like Clavicular are out here like uh being platformed in GQ. Like it, and obviously we talked a lot about like some really cool voices in the space, like I love me some Hassan. I think Ludwig, can be he's a sweetie pie. He's a sweetie pie and he's trying his best with his buddies, and I think that's great. Um and they like listen to a lot of like economic stuff from like Atrioc guy. Like there's tons of really cool stuff happening in that space as well. But there's a lot of like, ugh, like, oh, like really like horrific stuff happening as the space evolves.
Yeah. And that is what's like so crazy about the space now, because in 2018, like just chatting, so the category on Twitch is called just chatting. It was basically people doing like, I don't know, nothing. Like it was like people out in the world trying restaurants, shit like that.
Yeah.
And
It
what's
was an
crazy is
amalgamation of anything that didn't fit into a game.
basically, yeah, every game has its own category, and then it was like, and there was the period where people were streaming themselves in hot tubs, right? And then Twitch was like, "Fuck, we got to make its own category. We got to make it its own category."
Yeah.
And as a tier 3 Amaranth sub for a
I
while,
was gonna say, where's Ammo at right now? She's still streaming.
uh,
Hey, quick question, because I don't want it. What's the link? Just I would
yeah,
I would
I got to. We
I
have
would
to avoid
never
it. We have to avoid
I would never.
it. uh it has evolved to a point where like, yeah, it's breeded some of the most horrific incelly I don't know, just like disgusting group that I've ever could imagine.
Yeah,
and it
that's
and it quite literally is because children grew up with this and saw a number and went, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
but the thing that's always interesting for me, right, is it also breeded as like, you'll never guess this, but as a black nerd, it also breeded a lot of like the spaces in which we first like started like communicating with each other and chit chatting with each other. Like people like and I mentioned them before, RDC made stuff like DreamCon, where it
Yeah.
was like the preeminent space to be like, oh, I fuck with anime. Also, Jermaine Cole, like I fuck with all of it. Like I can talk about all of it at the same time with the same breath, and it was like a way of creating a community around it. I've been watching Berleezy my entire like life, and I was like, I don't think of him as a streamer, but he does. Hey, he streams a whole lot. For a guy you're not thinking of as a streamer, that guy's definitely a streamer.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me because there is that balance there, right? Like, but then again, the Nelk Boys platformed Trump, and it's like it's really those are the peers, right? Those are the same guy built by the same system.
Which is actually insane, because like my belief, right, as someone who grew up the way I did, I always just thought, if you have a platform, if you have
Mhm.
an audience, you have a responsibility to push
Yeah.
that audience towards the moral and good thing, right? And
Mhm.
sure, you could call that subjective, but what I mean is speaking up for people, advocating, being a voice for the voiceless, vox
Absolutely.
populi, if you will.
Oh
um
yes.
that, and then you've got these people who were born from the culture that you're talking about, like fucking
Yes.
Clavicular, uh streaming himself going to the club and making out with people.
It's gross. It's
That's
actually kind of
slop.
nasty.
That's
Yeah.
actually slop. And then you have to assume, right, that the people who are trying to get in that stream are doing it because they want to leech off that. They want to be the person
Yeah.
who kissed clavicular, or they want to be the person like I'll never forget the day I started to see Kai Cenat have like Kevin Hart and Drewski and those, and I was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is going on? Why are they live streaming them sleeping in the same room?"
That, that is, see, that's what I always miss as a person who's just like, will come across a clip or maybe even watch a highlight video or whatever. I'm always missing the fact that like these guys are sleeping in that room or whatever. These guys are like, and there's people in the chat just chit chatting while the dude's asleep. That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
wild.
and they
I,
go for 30 days at a time and shit like
yeah,
that. You know, the
yeah.
streamathon. Imagine your entire life broadcasted for 30 days straight.
So what you're giving me right now is a psychotic break. What you're describing is actually my worst nightmare. I don't
Actively
want to
deciding
imagine
to
it.
show yourself, like
Yeah,
that's
you
what you're
Truman showed my
deciding.
ass.
Yeah, like you are like, for the next 30 days I will be on, and I will have to watch what I say, and I'll have to watch what I do, because 60,000 people at any given moment are just gonna watch.
It's I if I have to code switch for 30 fucking days. If I have to if I have to make sure the N-word doesn't slip out for 30 days, I'm canceled. It's over. It's a wrap for your boy. I'm
Yeah.
done. That's 30 days. Oh
um
no.
and then it's also pushed people to do crazy stuff. Like, it's
Yeah,
one thing
sure.
to stream, like, look, I think Ludwig streamed from like his streaming space, right, when he
Yeah,
did his
he had a little
subathon.
he had his house or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but like Kai Cenat, like those guys, their entire house, right? I Show Speed is now out in the world. He's in fucking Africa, live streaming
Yeah.
himself, like shit like that.
This is once again, right? There's the dichotomy of things that really makes me like question it, because there is like a lot of people, like I Show Speed is someone who I've been thinking about a lot recently, because he has been highlighting like tons of different cultures around the world. He has been engaging with new people. He's been making conversation. It's so super cool and fun to watch. People have called him like a modern day like Bourdain, the way he's like,
I
you
was
know,
literally just about to say,
yeah.
imagine you tried to explain to a Gen Xer, you're like, so a young black male will now be the next David Attenborough, and he will show
Yeah,
you the world.
and
Like,
he'll be so fucking good at a backflip. Like he'll be, and he's so fast, no racial. He's actually so quick, but that's not. Don't connect the things earlier about that. He's just a fast guy.
yeah,
No, but like also there's dudes who will be like in Japan and they'll be like filming on trains and shit and making people uncomfortable. And it's like that. I mean, right? Both of those are live streams about traveling. Both of those are about filming yourself in situations in which you wouldn't expect to film yourself. And both of those are critically different ethoses. And I find it fascinating.
it's
It's so
wild.
wild.
What's crazy about that? We talked about stream sniping, right? Imagine you live stream yourself. This I think his name, like, he calls himself like the White I Show Speed or whatever. No
Oh yeah,
matter
White
where
Speed.
White Speed, no
Like,
matter where he is in the world, that guy will show up.
I
That's
also like
terrifying. That's
that's horrific.
terrifying.
That's
You know,
horrific.
the thing is, like, you get to live, or you
The
have $1 million.
snail.
The snail, yes. But if he shows up and touches you, you die. Like, that's
Yeah. He's always following you. He's always it is the, to not be overly literary, it's the hound of heaven, right? It is something that is constantly chasing. It is the raven from Doctor Who. It's all of that shit. It's
it,
all of it.
it's it's
Oh.
it's insane, and it's just, at a certain point you have to ask yourself, like, who is responsible for what these people do? Like, didn't what's his name, either Clavicular or somebody like associated with him overdosed live on stream?
Clavicular, I believe, overdosed live on stream. I think he also killed a guy on stream. Am I misremembering that? I'm pretty sure he hit a guy with his car or some shit like that, which
That
is
kid
crazy.
should be in jail. Like, that is, how is that not involuntary manslaughter to some degree? Like, I don't know. I don't
Also,
know. Money? Like,
like, does this company like does the at what point are we like, hey, because Instagram and Meta, they got sued for their effect on like teenage children and all that. Do we sue Twitch for like platforming and profiteering and all this. Do we also even like it's not just Twitch. There's an evil Twitch called Kick. It's like
Uh,
Twitch, but if you want, it's like Twitch, but if you really like to DM 13-year-olds, they send you there instead.
and gamble
It's
all of your money.
and gamble all, and you'd be surprised the Venn diagram for those actions are almost a circle.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hectic.
I mean, that's crazy too.
Oh
Like, we didn't even talk about that. The fact that like internet gambling was illegal in
yeah,
so many states for so long, and then it slowly became popular with like DraftKings and shit like that.
yeah.
You have XQC, another streamer, gambling
Yeah.
millions of dollars on
XQC is
stream.
he's the one who looks like he's the malnourished blonde boy, right? He's like the one who
Mhm.
looks like he escaped a well. Is that him?
Yeah. French
Okay.
Canadian, which is crazy that my first
Yes.
introduction to him is he got kicked off the Dallas esports Overwatch team for saying the F word or something like that.
Oh,
Um,
Jesus.
yeah, and then he just went on to stream himself, and he's like, I don't know, I don't fuck with him.
He's a trillionaire now or whatever.
Yeah.
You
But
know
like
this.
then Stake, right? Stake.com, the fucking gambling site, will give him $250,000 to just
Yeah.
play with on stream. Imagine you're an impressionable 16-year-old kid who's like, "Oh, I can make money. I can make money
Yeah.
like that."
I could make $1 billion right now following in his footsteps exactly how he's doing it.
Yeah. And dude, I'm like the day it comes out that like scientists are like, we researched all those dudes who were hardcore into sports gambling from 16 to 24 years old, and they're fucked financially, like all that stuff. Like, it is
I
crazy
don't
because
think
it's so normalized.
my sweetheart, you don't have to wait like for that study to come out. That study's out. Like
No,
that is like
but when they do the documentary and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
a guy's like,
It's
I
so fucked
started
up because
DraftKings when I was 16 and now I live in a trailer. Like, like,
it it's so fucked up because it's like back how they used to use like cocaine or whatever. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, we all know it's wrong, but it kicks ass, my guy.
yeah.
It's so sick. Oh
I
my goodness.
remember meeting a kid, his brother was like, "Oh, I'm about $16,000 in debt." I was like, "You're not even out of, like, forget student loans. You're not even out of college with a job yet." And he goes, "I'll be fine. I'm going to make it all back with my next couple bets." I
Wait
was
a
like,
minute, yes, sir.
I wanted
You
to
are
shake him.
you're one bet away. Don't listen to Stas. Hit it. Sevens. Lucky number seven. Lucky number seven. Lucky number seven. Let that shit drop.
I feel like this stuff is secular though, right? Like,
Sure, yeah.
or I should say, cyclical. Like, we're watching people who, what's his name? Trainwreck TV was another streamer who just gambled so much that it like became a problem,
Didn't
and then he
he
started hitting
started
up his boys for money. And they were helping him, and then he couldn't pay back, and then he would like live stream, and who knows what the fuck, he's probably grifting now. But like, like, it's just like this crazy fucking cycle.
did Trainwreck start Kick? Wasn't he one of the founders because he wanted to gamble some more?
Maybe I know
I
like him and Aiden Ross, like they were all kind of the first.
yeah. Maybe he was one of the first like proponents for it. But I know essentially, right? Everyone hopped to that platform because they're like gambling kicks ass, and I want to make $1 billion. And think about this: these companies would not be giving the money away if it wasn't making them money. The whole point is that I can give away $1 million and I'll get $1 billion back because children will be like, "This is, I want to get in there."
Right.
It's
It's not your money
gross.
you're spending, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, sure, fuck it, I don't care.
it's
I'm
just
the house always wins, baby, and I'm the house.
it's just crazy to think about like what it's changed like a few years ago when it was about like video games and who could be the best Fortnite player and who's the best COD and League of Legends and all that stuff. And it just
Sounds like
was
you had some certain nostalgia for that period, right? Because, but also, I think there's a lot of like really cool events were put on in that space too. Like Germa's Dollhouse was a huge Twitch event. There's stuff like I mean, you say what you will. We mentioned like stuff like the Mafia-thon from Kai Cenat earlier, which is like
Yeah.
bringing in tons of celebrities and all of these things that live streaming has created like certain events and spectacle in ways that are engaging and interesting as well. It's hard to tell. If I had to, all right, right now, you ready? Live streaming as a societal thing, net positive or net negative? Go fast, let it
Net
rip.
negative. Net negative.
Net negative too. I'm voting net negative.
It's created a whole new way to be chronically online.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even if you are
Wow.
the person who's doing the online, it's created like I was going to mention the whole like remember in 2014 Twitch beat Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
What an awesome like sort of social
Praise
experiment.
the Church of Helix or whatever.
Yeah. It was just like you were watching something happen in real time that maybe 3,000 people partook in,
Mhm.
and it was like a cool. They did it like somehow they did it. I don't know how they did it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm not sure how long it took them, but when I was described to me, I was like, "That's cool. That's an interesting
Yeah.
idea."
Isn't that fun?
Twitch plays Pokemon, yeah, and it was different. You're definitely right. I have nostalgia for it, and yeah. Sorry, I just yelled at you about that this episode.
I love getting yelled at. It was fun. It was really I was enjoying it.
I just and then of course there's the whole other. I could literally talk about this forever. It also then creates a weird dynamic where people want to play video games because streamers are playing video games, and then that inflates how good the game actually is. Like there's
Mhm.
so many weird like things that have come about this live streaming space.
And I hate to be they're gonna call me like butt guy or whatever, but there's so many cool games I wouldn't know about if it wasn't for streamers. I fucking love Balatro, and I definitely wouldn't know about Balatro if I didn't watch a bunch of people play it. And I love Hades, wouldn't have known about Hades, and I love there's so many games I wouldn't have known about. I like oh my god, play UFO 50. I love UFO 50. And no one would have known about it if streamers didn't get on that mix. I guess people would have known about it because video game journalists were like all up in there. But, there's tons of games that are indie darlings that would have fell to the wayside if it wasn't for streaming. So, once again, right? You can't, we're talking about inflated games. What about the games that got inflated into a thumbs up? You know what I mean?
Okay,
It's
yeah.
hard.
I like I definitely hear what you're saying, and that makes sense. I, to the what you asked before, it's a net negative. It's created more, in my opinion, worse things for the world.
Sure.
Like people like Clavicular, Aiden Ross, all those guys who just contributed to rapist pedophile getting elected president, like shit like that. Like you're just talking about people who have very young, impressionable audiences
Mhm.
interacting in spaces that they just don't belong. You don't see me out here going up to climate scientists and being like, "You're wrong." I believe them because they're experts, and I
I
see
was
it in
gonna
real time. Like
Well, I was gonna say I've seen you do that before. Uh,
yeah. I think the world needs more golf courses. But
yeah, shout out for real.
it's
Uh,
crazy to think of
I
like what the world has become to, because streaming it has had a real societal impact.
Yeah, and I think like obviously there's people who found like communities and culture and all that stuff through it, but I also it's hard to say that like that is how they would have found it otherwise. Like it's hard to say that like maybe you could have gotten the same thing through chat forums or YouTube videos, but also who knows how that culture would have adjusted and changed and like evolved like as like I don't know spectacle, engagement, and all of that churns the wheel of progress forward. It's I don't anthropologically it's fascinating. I
It
find it all
it
engaging.
is, and it's kind of like Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park. It's like you never stop to consider if you should. Like
Yeah.
you never stop to consider if you should. I think up to a certain point, it was pretty cool. It was like, yeah,
Yeah.
people are engaging in a new way, in a new community, and they're whatever. And now it's like it contribute. It's what we talked about a few episodes ago. That guy HG, whatever the fuck his name is, who like He's trying to teach you.
HG. Is that H?
I think it's HG. I think his name's HG. He's like he fled the country because he was DUI or some shit. I don't know. He's a bad guy.
The guy from the
Louis Theroux
Netflix
documentary. Yeah. Like he's got young men in particular he's taking advantage of because they don't have any other third space to just exist. He's taking advantage of those people. And I don't know. It's sick.
Yeah. Well,
that's why you should follow us because we're going to help you be a better guy. We're going to help you be a better guy.
We're gonna do. We promised not to do our right-wing misogynistic turn until episode 30. So you got like 19 more.
Yeah. Really we're on a good clock. That's 19 weeks. We got 19 weeks. 19 weeks.
We're good.
Anything else, Jonas, about the state of the streaming culture?
I think it's all gravy, baby. I think it's all gravy.
Yet we persevere. Thanks for listening. As another send off, please follow the social. Speaking of being chronically online, go follow those socials. Hit us up.
You're online anyway, baby. You might as well see us every couple swipes.
Yeah. We deserve it though. All those other guys I mentioned, they can go to hell. We're different.
This shit is bad over there for sure. For sure. I want the chance to switch up on my day ones. I've been waiting for my chance.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to do my switch up.
Dude, the minute these episodes are sponsored by DraftKings and MeUndies, we're going to Vegas. We're going to
my God. I gambled one time in Vegas and it was hell. I'll tell you about that one.
Yeah,
later.
we gotta talk about that. All right. Thank you for tapping in. We're tapping out.
Goodbye.